This next question, we are a
Spicy
little
question.
biased. Yeah. So AWS versus GCP, what should people learn? Hello, guys and girls. Raj here, back with a special treat. So today we have a special guest in our channel. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that thanks to him for coming. He has his own channel and everything, and we get a lot of questions from you guys and girls about how to get started in cloud. Is it too late? This, that. So we are making this collab in two parts. Part one will be in his channel, so please check it out. I'm gonna give his channel information down in the description, and then we are gonna jump into part two, answer all the questions you guys and girls have sent us. But without further ado, let me just ask our guest to tell some stuff about himself. Why don't you introduce yourself to my viewers?
Hey guys, my name is GK, and thank you so much, Raj, for having me in your channel. And this collaboration is going to help our viewers and our subscribers to learn more about cloud. And it's amazing to be part of this collaboration with you. And we have worked in the same company. It's always good to have our perspective and help people. So, how I got into cloud? So basically, I started my cloud journey in 2015 when I was working for Computer Associates in India. So I was back then a guy with QA automation experience, and I was doing a bit of manual QA. And before that, I was Oracle DBA, and I knew a lot of Linux. So I wore multiple hats before I got into cloud. And so I think in 2015, when I saw AWS, so that's when I thought like, oh man, this is amazing. Like I can create VM in less than few minutes, and this is where the whole future is. And also I was, by the way, working on DevOps tools like Azure and stuff. So I started to learn DevOps tools and then started to learn AWS. But actually, when I joined our company where we both worked, so that's when we have actually learned along. You and I were part of one team, but I got into the cloud in full fledged. Like, I was part of the digital transformation in that company where they were trying to migrate their applications to AWS at that time. So I was part of that team working both on DevOps tools and as well as AWS. And I did my first CSOP certification associate, and then eventually got DevOps professional. But now I'm focusing more on GCP as well along with AWS. So that's my introduction. Raj. Thanks for
Excellent. So as
this.
you guys and girls can see, GK wore many hats, including the one he's wearing for this interview. So good. Thank you, GK, for coming along. So I'm going to start with a question that I get a lot. Can you get a cloud job as a fresher?
That's I think common question that people ask me on my channel and on your channel as well, and especially a lot of these questions are from our Indian viewers. And as you know, it's not easy per se, because there are a lot of misconceptions in other channels and elsewhere. Like people say, if you're a fresher, don't worry, you're going to get job easily. I don't think it's the case, because I knew when I came out of a college, it was like tough to get a job, right? It's not easy. So, but having said that, I think it's always best to learn the new technology and the latest technology that's there in the market, right? So cloud is best for it, and cloud and DevOps, and maybe DevOps is a bit older, I guess, I don't know, but cloud and machine learning and all those new tech. So they're only definitely going to help you as a fresher to get a job, because obviously they can pay you less. And if you're a ready-made product out of the college with all this experience, then you can get the job. But in America, I think I'll take your perspective on that, Raj. But before that, in India, there's a huge competition, right? India has a lot of freshers out of the college. So it's going to be tough. So to crack that, I think they should work more on their LinkedIn profile, and you have shared your knowledge on that, how they can create a proper profile. It's all about marketing, how they can reach out to the people, right? And if they are in their own shell and they are learning in some center and then saying, I'm going to get into cloud somehow, that's not going to happen. Right? They have to reach out to the people, tell them that, I'm a fresher, I have done a lot of things in GitHub, or I've done a lot of things outside without even joining a company. So I think it's definitely an opportunity for them to get into cloud with some effort.
Yeah,
what about you, Raj? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good perspective, GK. I think, yeah, what you said, I'm gonna double down on the thing you said is make sure you have your body of work, right? So as a fresher, like as you are going through college, maybe you're learning cloud by yourself and stuff, create a GitHub account, make sure that's linked to your LinkedIn account, right? And whatever you do that you think is cool, put it in there. Like, think of it as that way. Like, let's say there's a contractor coming to work in your house,
Yeah.
and maybe you want him or her to fix your fireplace. So you are
Yeah.
definitely going to ask, have you done this kind of thing before, right?
Right. Right.
So like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like as you are learning your things, just put them out somewhere, put your code, put your
Yeah.
projects, and then put them in the resume. That will help a lot.
Right. Right.
But yeah, you can, like GK said, you can get a cloud job as fresher. It's
Yeah.
no different than any other job. If you try to become
Absolutely.
a software developer,
Yeah.
good companies will take you and train you. They will look for some personality traits so that they know that you can pick
Yeah.
up stuff, and also you have to demonstrate that you learned some stuff by yourself and did some
Yeah.
stuff by demonstrating the GitHub,
Hmm.
LinkedIn, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that you raised a very good point. The personality is the most important thing, which people do not try to understand. Like they build a lot of technical skills, but you
Mm-hmm.
and I have done a lot of interviews. One of
Mm-hmm.
the most important aspect we look at a person is their personality, how they
Right.
present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would know whether this guy can put effort to learn new stuff or not, right?
Right.
Based on the interview itself. Some people even do not answer the question, but you would know from their attitude and stuff, how they can approach to the problem and
Right.
solve the problem. So yeah, I mean that's a very good point, and they have to spend a lot of time on that.
Excellent.
So the
Yeah.
yeah, can I ask you next question, Raj?
Yeah. Yeah. Go. Go.
Okay, I'm stuck in my career, and any tips to change to cloud? I think this is again very common
Yeah.
question that people ask who are currently stuck, or
Yeah.
they lost a job. They are
Mm-hmm.
in the old technology and mainframes like you where you came from,
Yeah.
or a QA manual, where it's like they're stuck in that career.
Yeah, it's a good question. It kind of is personal for me, right?
Yeah.
Because I was in that situation. I was
Hmm.
in mainframe for like 8, 9 years, and I felt like I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So yes, so there are always ways. So I'll go in two different paths that you can take. One
Hmm.
is look out in your current company. Like most of my viewers, and I assume your viewers too, have existing jobs, right? And if
Right.
you are working in an enterprise, chances are the enterprise is going through cloud transformation. So
Absolutely.
look up those groups and try to make a relationship with those people, and then try to jump internally. Um, so when you try to switch job internally, it's much easier to go get a cloud job outside, right? We talked about this on our part one as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
So that's what I would do. And then also start studying. Going back to our first question, when you reach out to these internal folks, you have to show that you have the initiative. You
Yeah.
cannot be like, I am not going to give any free time till I get the
Yeah.
job, right? That should
Right.
not be the attitude. You
Yep.
have to show that on your own, you have learned stuff, you got this associate certification, and then you are approaching.
Yeah.
The second point is if you lost your job, or there is no opportunity in your current company,
Yeah.
then it is a little harder, but then also it is possible.
Yeah.
Again, you have to build your body of work. You have to get your certifications, do open source project. Like if you can contribute to an open source project, that sets you apart from the crowd, right? Because not many people
Absolutely. Yeah.
actually contribute to open source projects.
Right.
Yeah, and then just keep at it, keep growing your body of work. Make sure LinkedIn, you create connection,
Yeah.
reach out, and then soon you'll be able to crack into it. What's your take, GK?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I completely agree with you. And we have addressed this in our videos separately as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that if you are stuck in the career, like you and I were also stuck in a way, like,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't, like we did not be part of that day-to-day activity. And we thought, we have to get into next technology. So
Right,
that's when you came out of mainframes and I came out of my QA or Linux administration and stuff, right? So I
right.
think most importantly, yes, I mean, you have to have that mindset of, so I don't want to be in the comfort zone and
Mm.
come out of the comfort zone and learn the new technologies. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people,
Yeah,
especially who are working in the current company,
yeah,
don't have that, right? So
yeah.
they are best in the comfort zone. If an enterprise is paying them 10-15% every year, they're happy
Right,
with that till
right.
till they get an axe on them, right? So I think they should come out of that and then look for opportunities out there. I mean, the best way, like you said, is always read the magazines. What is coming next in the world,
Right.
right? If it is
Mm-hmm.
machine learning or something, there's going to be always some technology that is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Today it could be cloud. I know tomorrow you'll also switch to the new technology for sure in next
Yeah.
1 year, but that's the right thing to do. So for people who are stuck in the career, if they have a job, obviously it's easy to
Right.
because you don't have much pressure on
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And if it is especially enterprise or even a service-based company, if you're working in TCS or they have huge clients,
Huge.
they
Yep.
can go anywhere, wherever they want to go. But for people who do not have a job, again the same thing. Build up your profile so that you are reachable, you are visible to people. And there are lakhs of people out there, but you have to be visible, and you have to. I think I'm echoing the same thing, like you said.
Yep.
Contribute more to the open source. And these days, most of the companies are also relaxing the graduation and all that stuff.
Yep.
Education is not very important,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're able to prove your skills. And we have seen a lot of YouTubers as well who got into Google without having
Right.
any masters or anything in computer science, right?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I think proving yourself is the most important thing to get a job.
Gotcha. GK, before I ask you the next question, what is the tennis ball you have in your hand?
This is like a tension reliever.
Tension reliever. Don't be stressed, GK. This is not an
No.
interview. We're just having
No.
a candid chat.
It is like, it's my bad habit, Raj. Sometimes whatever I see on my table, I just play around with that when I'm saying.
It's not a bad habit, dude. You are a distinguished architect. You are doing great things. So
Thank
obviously
you.
this tennis ball is working out for you. So it's good. Keep at it. Okay, next question, GK.
Yep.
If you can go back a couple years and had to start the cloud journey again, what would you change? It's like a time machine kind of question. But yeah, anything that you would change from your cloud journey?
So when I started my cloud journey, I was more focused on the compute part alone. It's like anybody's starting problem. Like they would be easier. Like once you create EC2, I was like, I know the cloud now. I'm done. I can go into market and get a job.
Yeah, yeah.
But I lost my first interview, and they were asking me about VPCs. I was like, they were asking me a question on. Still remember the question was, how can you connect? How can you create a VPN? So networking was my weakness, always been, and even for my SysOps associate exam when I wrote, VPCs, creation of VPCs was the biggest tough thing for me. So I wish if I had to go back again, I would focus more on the networking part, and along with the compute, I would learn other services as well. So, and that's one thing. And second thing is, I was learning a bit of code. I was doing a bit of core Java with my Selenium and stuff, but I haven't worked on Python. So I would definitely focus more on Python, getting into cloud. That would have been much easier. And yeah, I think these two things I would fix, Raj, of mine. And what about yours?
Yeah, I think one area I would fix is security. When I was doing stuff in the AWS, I would just do admin for everything. I'll create a IAM role and I'll just put admin, right? Because I wanted to see the thing working. Like if I'm creating a Lambda or something, I just want it to work. So I would just roll with admin. But when I started working in actual projects or interviews, they would ask me, security is going to come up a lot.
Yeah.
So I had to study all those stuff later on. Like, hey, how can you make granular IAM policy? How can you bake in encryption in the role, all that stuff. So that's why I try to put those videos out. I know it's kind of boring, like security, networking, but it's super important. So that's one thing I would change. And second thing is, I think I started late on infrastructure as code. I was doing everything in console. Like I would go spin up stuff. And I thought, yeah, dude, I got this. Okay. And then, but then in actual project, you cannot do anything like that, right? Because you have to do infrastructure as code. And even in infrastructure as code, which is CloudFormation for AWS, there are a lot of things, right? Like it's not just coding. It's like you have to know the mappings, you have to know the best practices, like when you are giving a password, how to not show it, all that stuff. So I wish I started back when I started my cloud journey. So those are the two things that I can think of.
Yeah, I think, no, I agree with you. Security is not everybody's forte. I mean, everybody has their weakness on that. Unless you get into, like we both worked in enterprise, we know how bad it's going to be if you don't secure your application.
Right.
And I think in future, security is going to only increase, especially with the cloud. Security is most important. And fortunately, in my case, Raj, because I was part of the governance team, I've learned a lot of IAM. I mean, that's been my next strongest area in cloud, if you ask me, because I was working hands-on, creating bucket policies, destroying them, working around all those things. And even if you create a role which has some broad permissions, you would be screwed by security team. So yeah, I agree with you. Security is important.
Cool. Okay, so next question is tricky one, GK. Hardest challenge faced in cloud?
Hardest challenge faced in cloud is especially when you're trying to tell your developers that this service is important in the architecture role. you know so the questions would be like, if I say let's use SQS and let's ditch RabbitMQ,
Yeah,
RabbitMQ doesn't scale because it's an on-premise solution, let's use SQS.
right.
So they would not agree to that, and you have to show them the examples, how it is important. So that's one challenge I faced. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm currently facing as well. It's an ongoing process,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're working with people who are not aware of cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And the second challenge is with respect to like how you are doing your day-to-day activities, right? For instance, if you're unaware of the service,
Mm-hmm.
um, in AWS it's huge. Even in GCP, the services are huge, right?
Right.
I'm really not super awesome with the data science part of GCP yet. Like
Mm-hmm.
for example, BigQuery I'm learning now, and Bigtable and stuff there. So these things have some gray areas, and that's where I face a tough challenge in dealing with those. And sometimes when you're a cloud architect, the expectation is such a way that you have to know everything under the cloud, especially in the cloud. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's tough to learn everything. I mean, the things are changing rapidly. How
Yeah.
about yours?
Yeah, I agree with you. The hardest challenge I face is to keep up with all the changes and enhancements
Yeah.
because there are so many. But yeah, my suggestion would be to just stick with the services that you like
Yeah.
couple services from compute, couple services from network, couple services from storage, and go deep on it, right?
Right.
And I guess another challenge as being a cloud architect is sometimes people want the shiny stuff, like
Yeah.
even though, for an example, nothing against the service itself, like
Yeah.
people want to go to Kubernetes, right? Like they
Yeah.
will be running some API, but they have no like current knowledge base of how it works. So
Yeah.
sometimes it won't be like even the right solution, but they want to do it. So it's
Yeah.
like difficult to explain, bring along a lot of architectural principles, data, metrics, and try to explain to them as an architect that, hey, maybe this is not such a great choice. Maybe look at this option and maybe instead try to do this. So those are a couple of challenges that I
Yeah.
face
No, I
as,
think
yeah.
I agree with you, Raj. I mean, what people do most of the time is they try to fit the technology into the solution,
Mm-hmm,
into the problem.
mm-hmm.
I mean, technology is not a problem, right? It's like you have to choose technology at the end once you want to just solve it normally. If, for example, if
Right.
EC2 can solve it with EC2. Why do you want to
Yeah,
put Kubernetes or Lambda into that, right?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
As soon as they hear something in the magazines that it's a new technology, like in one of your videos, you said they want to use Bitcoin. You will
Yeah,
fit Bitcoin into that.
yeah, exactly.
That's going to be
Exactly.
a headache, but it's not going to solve your problem.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay, cool, dude. So this next question,
Yeah.
we are a little
Spicy question.
biased. Yeah. So AWS versus GCP, what should people learn?
I mean, that's a tough question, Raja. I try to address this in my video,
Yeah.
and that's been one of my best videos so far.
Yeah.
But I gave my unbiased view on that, and I'm going to say the same thing again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which cloud you pick. It is just like every cloud has their own strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Like AWS is amazing in compute, and AWS has awesome stuff. Number of services no cloud service provider can match yet.
Right.
And with GCP is picking up rapidly on data science part and
Mm-hmm.
machine learning part. They have the networking part, especially since the network is global.
Mm-hmm.
Straight away you can create a global load balancer and balance across the regions in GCP,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if, for example, the networking, you can create two regions in one VPC
Mm-hmm.
together. So some of the things that GCP has, it's good as well. But again, like we were discussing, I think it is just like you just pick one service provider and then go with that. You should not go wrong. And if you are focusing on a niche, like if you want to be a data science or a
Mm-hmm.
machine learning expert, or if you want to build a chatbot or anything,
Mm-hmm.
you can build either in AWS or GCP. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where GCP is going to I think they're going to enhance more in future on that space.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take, Raj. But I guess again, yeah, I mean, they can choose whatever they want, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
What
my
do you think?
take is start with one. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
don't think this one or this one.
yeah.
Like growing up in India during Diwalis and stuff, we would go out, right? And we have to pick on a restaurant. Like we have to pick a restaurant and
Yeah,
go eat there. and then we all want to pick the best restaurant, and we'll spend like 45
Yeah.
minutes, 1 hour to decide on a restaurant, right? That's
Yeah.
like, doesn't matter, right? So just get into the action, whichever
Yeah.
cloud you think you can learn. So there are a couple of factors. Maybe your current company is going in GCP, then do GCP.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Maybe you have a really good friend who is learning Azure even, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you guys can study together, do it. Like when I was going for my AWS Solutions Architect Professional, I was consulting with GK, bouncing ideas and stuff. So yeah, just whichever one you think you can go faster, do it. And then if you look at the LinkedIn job numbers, both AWS, GCP, Azure
Azure. Yep.
have jobs.
Huge numbers. Yeah.
At least in US. So you
Right.
should definitely pick one and get started.
Yeah, no, I agree. Don't jump around. Just stick to one for some time, get a job, and then
Yeah.
and then once you know one, it's easy to learn another one. That's not a problem at all.
Right.
Okay, so I'll ask you this question, Raj.
Yeah.
Do you have to read any books to learn cloud?
But it's okay. So actually, dude, I did read a book. I'm gonna show it. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so when I started my cloud journey, right? That was like 4-5
this is
years
handbook.
back.
Okay.
There was not many online courses. There was no question answer bank, nothing.
Damn.
Right?
Okay.
So I got this book, and you can see my name is written on it. It's
the old Indian style.
I gotta stake my claim on it. So this book is like what, 5-6 years old now. But yeah, because there was not much material available back then. But now if I start today, let's say I start learning GCP or Azure or something, I don't need to read any book. There are enough documentation, material. And the great thing is all the clouds have like training path designed for you. You don't have to like explode your head thinking which one you should do first or what. AWS, you go, they show you the path. Do the practitioner, associate, professional, specialty, all that stuff. So you don't need to read any book today to get into cloud. What's your take, GK?
No, I 100% agree with you. I mean, we just stick to our bad habits when we grew up, the way we grew up, right? We'll just buy the book as soon as we want to learn something. But now I agree with you. We should not learn the books because the technology is moving so fast and books cannot be updated so fast. So once you've learned something, it's gone tomorrow. Next day, AWS will release something new and GCP will release something new and you're screwed. So I think it's better to learn from the documentation. That's the best way of learning because that's what you will do. You're going to do in the company as well when you join a company. So always try to learn from the documentation, official documentation. That's the first source of truth that's going to get updated whenever there's a change. And then of course you have our YouTube channels and there's a lot of YouTube channels.
Please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to GK's channel.
Yep.
You know, like
there's no specific order. You can do whatever you want. But we try to do our best to give you guys, the information that we have learned so far. And there are a lot of people who do not have knowledge, but they'll share a lot of things.
At least I will say one thing, like GK, both GK and myself, we do this in our actual day job, right? So it's we have been through this. We both switched career and stuff. So when we try to share it, like we are speaking from our experience. It's a personal thing for us. We are not just saying it to get subscribers or get time, view time or something. We sincerely want you to help you out, and then hopefully it can help your cloud journey. Okay, GK, how much money do you have to spend with cloud to do hands-on?
Thank God that you don't ask me how much you are making right now.
That's next. That's coming. People want to know, how did you become a millionaire?
Okay, how much money do you have to spend with cloud to do hands-on? I don't think you have to spend anything, Raj. You and I did not spend anything. First thing is, we have learned from our free available resources that are out there. And like we have addressed in the previous question, AWS and both GCP and AWS have amazing documentation. They have laid out specifically. It's like if you go to the study guide of AWS Associate or even GCP Associate, they gave you step by step what they're expecting in the exam. I don't know what else you need. Like you just have to frame what is they're asking in the study guide and look in the documentation what they want. I mean, how to solve that, and then go to the console. AWS gives you free and GCP gives you free $300. At least GCP gives you that. So that should be more than enough to crack all the certifications, right? And yeah, you have to spend for certification, obviously. But if you are in a company will sponsor that. And for us, company sponsored our certification, so it was like free for us. But yeah, if you are a fresher or someone who wants to spend some money, I think that's the only part. If you want to get certified, you can spend money there. But else for anything else, I don't think, because the number of resources we have, like, we have YouTube now, we have documentation, we have free resources out there, and some people go crazy, like, they're creating a graduation course of like $1,000, $2,000.
We gotta get on that, GK. We gotta create a course worth $1,000. That's how we get.
I wish. Yeah, I mean, we have to do that, I guess.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, GCP gives $300. AWS has a free tier.
Right.
I'm sure Azure has a free tier.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, do start with the hands-on though. Don't just read stuff, because as you do hands-on, you learn more. It sticks to your head.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so since you said about your salary, so is cloud salary higher than legacy job salary?
Any day, Raj. I mean, you and I know this, and you are making a lot of money, and you put me on a spot by saying a millionaire, which is not true.
Dude, we are both millionaires at heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if we convert our money to some other currency, which are not doing so good, we will be millionaire in that currency. So.
Yes. That is true. But yeah, I mean, cloud is like the hot thing right now in the market. And as with any hot technology, and because of supply and demand, you're going to get more money. So, but having said that, I think Raj and I would agree that we have to start right now if you want to get into cloud, and get into cloud ASAP before people would start learning more. And then obviously, when you have a lot of people in the cloud, you're going to get less salary. It's with Hadoop as well, right? And when Hadoop started, huge. Now it's gone. I mean, they're not much, not many jobs in that, and very less salary. There are jobs. So I think it is similar to that, Raj. I mean, huge.
Yeah, definitely. And then if you're curious, you can go to Glassdoor and then you can check yourselves out. You can give like a senior cloud architect at this company, but it changes company by company, but you will see that location. Because all the companies are trying to go to cloud, and it's still early days. So the market is not saturated. So this is like exactly following like Hadoop, or like Java, like when Java plus started, they were getting crazy money. Even mainframe, they were getting crazy money. But as market gets saturated, so everyone knows a bunch of stuff. So then
it's going to be BAU, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. So last question for you, GK. What's your favorite thing to do in your downtime to recharge your batteries? Or tell me what Netflix you are watching, what Hindi movies, that ball you are bouncing?
This is one, because this is my favorite pastime, Raj. Right now I'm playing tennis like crazy, and that's what I'm doing. And the other thing is I play a lot of video games, Rainbow Six, and that's my incentive. Whenever I create a video, I'm done like, this is done, let people watch it or dislike it or like it, whatever they want. I'm going to play now. That's my gift for after creating a video. So these two. And then in the Prime, I pretty much watched all of the Prime stuff, and Netflix. I watched Hindi, Bollywood, and Tollywood and other movies. Raj.
What's your favorite movie, GK?
Oh, it's tough. I mean, right now I don't know, but my favorite always used to be Departed.
Departed. Okay, that's a good movie. That's a good movie. Any new shows that you are thinking of watching next?
I pretty much watched Narcos was my favorite recent watch, which I haven't watched before, and that's it, Raj. I mean, I haven't watched anything else lately. How about yours? What do you do? I think you do a lot of stuff. I know you are a gym guy. You must be on your bench when the video is done.
Yeah, I do love working out. I was going to gym like 6 days a week, but then due to this COVID thing, gyms are all closed. So
your nickname is Hulk, right? Your nickname is Hulk in our company.
Yeah, but I cut down now because of this COVID. I cannot go to gym.
Oh,
So I
okay.
built a gym on my basement.
Right.
Maybe someday I'll put some pictures of that, but it's not
Yeah.
same as the regular gym. I live in New Jersey, where gyms are still closed.
Yep.
So yeah, I do that. I also play video games. So I play like a new game called Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out in PC. It's like RPG. I play StarCraft, this, that. Don't watch TV that much. But when I get time, I do. I play with my daughter and stuff. So yeah,
Awesome.
those are my favorite things to chill and recharge. And I also have a dog, let me show you. She's always here, so you can see.
Nice.
She's a 1-year-old German Shepherd. She's always hanging out with me. I think if she gives like a cloud practitioner exam, she should pass, because whenever I'm making any videos or studying, she's always there. Like even in meetings with a bunch of smart people from Amazon, she's listening. So hopefully she's learning.
Awesome.
All right, so with that, I'm gonna end this video. GK, thank you again. Guys and girls,
Thank you, Raj.
please.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, go check out GK's channel. I'm gonna give the link to his channel in the video. GK, any last words before I end the video?
No, I think it was awesome, Raj. In our first part and second part, we have covered a lot of questions. I think this should help a lot of our viewers, people who are struggling to get into cloud. But like Raj said, please feel free to give feedback on Raj's channel as well, and that's where we would address more. And if there are still questions, we will come up with more such series. And if you give a lot of thumbs up and share this video, if it does good, then obviously we'll create more videos.
That's right. Yeah, if you like this content, let us know. Click the like button and then comment it, and then we'll happy to collaborate more. I have a huge respect for GK, and then I worked with him before. He's an awesome guy, and we'll be happy to produce more videos on GCP, AWS, or interviewing if that's what you would like. Please let us know. All right, with that, I'm going to end this video. Watch part 1 in GK's channel. I'm going to give the link to that as well. All right, I'll see you guys and girls in the next video. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Raj.
Thanks, GK.
Bye.